I had to let the beat go on that one. Good morning, guys. A lot to talk about today. We got things coming out of Washington. We have news on Biogen coming out. Of course, my trading seminar is going to be right after this show. I'll talk a little bit about that after I do this. Alrighty, let's see what we got here. Of course, Yahoo Finance goes down as soon as we go live. Let's see here. Alright, so only reason I wanted to look at this, of course, was I want to see the futures. Basically flat. I mean, really every morning we're seeing a flat morning. Let's see. I don't really like this thing. I want round. There we go. Okay. Let's start talking about, well, let's do some housekeeping first. Monday and Tuesday next week, I will not be here. If you've tuned in all week, you know that. Right after this show, I'm going to be doing a day trading seminar for top tier patrons only. That's Bid and Ask Nation and Paul's Super Shorts. If you're not in those right now and you want to upgrade and do the day trading seminar with me at 9:45, hop in and you'll do it. I mean, I know a lot of people want to make money right now because I'm more of a long-term trader. I'm very patient. I wait. There's nothing wrong with day trading. I used to trade and I was good at it. And we have a lot of people that are really good at it. And the thing that we're going to do on Fridays are kind of talk about some wins and losses that we've had in the Bid and Ask Nation and some testimonials that we're seeing in the Bid and Ask Nation. So I just want to show you guys that there is value there. You will make a lot of money if you stick to the rules, and we'll go from there. How is this proposed tax bill affecting markets? So we're going to start with that. As of right now, I pretty much see nothing that's happening. I mean, everybody was saying that yesterday, markets are tanking, this and that. You look at it, we didn't even close down 1%. So depends what your definition of tanking is. In today's day and age, tanking is 1% because basically markets only go up recently. So okay, let's get to it. So the Biden administration has floated a tax increase on investment gains for the rich. I have never seen a president run on increasing taxes and winning, but he did. So here we are. So the goal is to, whatever this tax thing he proposed is, it's no, that was something else. Whatever. To fund $1 trillion of childcare, universal pre-kindergarten education, and paid leave for workers. So all I'm going to talk about that part is just throwing money at education. Guys, I mean, we've thrown money at education for years. The perfect example in Ohio is Cleveland City Schools. Oh, I just realized I cracked my phone screen. Cleveland City Schools were in the Ohio lottery. The way that the Ohio lottery was going to come into Ohio and Cleveland was for Cleveland City Schools to get a piece of whatever they make from the lottery. We've been doing this for decades now, and Cleveland City Schools are only getting worse and worse and worse. So clearly throwing money at things doesn't work. The proposal calls for an increase on marginal tax income to, let's call it 40% from 37%. Now, the big news that came out yesterday was, of course, the capital gain. So, Beaker, talking about taxes again, yeah. So, let's see. This is what I found funny. They said yesterday was sharp declines in the market, down 1%. That's adorable. But if it's up over 1%, we're good. And I do agree with this hedge fund manager right here. This hedge fund manager said, if this bill had a chance at passing, then the market would be down 2,000 points. And I do agree with that. Yes, the Democrats have, they control all three branches. But looking at it, I mean, this is a pretty radical increase. I think it's been since the 1920s where the capital gains tax was over 30%. I think it was 32% or something like that. So it's been a very long time. I don't think this is necessarily going to pass, but this is just the way of sprinkling it in and just testing the waters, I think. Eventually, we could get there. The president's administration has said that they will not raise taxes on those making less than $400,000 a year. So basically, they're just going after the rich. The ones that create the jobs and everything, because everybody knows that if you go and work for somebody, they're definitely broke. That's how businesses pay each other. I mean, businesses pay employees. They are broke, and then they just try to pay you with nothing. So taxing always works. If you look at any great society in history, the way to prosperity and not leading to downfalls is to tax the hell out of everybody and print money. So that's really good. I think this will probably work really well. She said, we're talking about Jen Psaki. She's the press secretary. She said the administration has not yet finalized funding plans, but stressed that Biden's determination to make the wealthy companies pay for the new program. So in paying for the new programs, I think, this is just basic common sense that they're not going to be able to pay for other things like employing people. And I find it funny. Where did we see? She said Biden and his economic team did not believe measures would have a negative impact on investment in the United States. Noted, Jen. Noted. Okay, so let's get to the capital gains. Basically, they are going to use this for the $2.3 trillion infrastructure bill plan, whatever the hell they're proposing, that's going to do roads and bridges and this. And if you actually look at the bill, there's a lot of crap in there that doesn't have anything to do with infrastructure, but we don't need to talk about that. Biden's plan would generate $1 trillion. So if you're going to take $1 trillion from the rich, then you're going to have problems. They want to increase the capital gains tax across the board. Right now, we're going to go to $1 million or more. If you're taxed on capital gains, I'm just going to call it 20% for even numbers. If you hold a stock, let's use stock for example. If you hold a position for 365 plus days, let's call it 366 days to make sure that you held the stock for, and then you sold it on the 366th day, you are paying capital gains taxes. So you would pay about 20% instead of your ordinary income, which is about 37% right now. So that's what they want to do. They want to go and increase that capital gains tax, which is, that's a big percent. You're basically doubling the number. Currently, those earning more than $200,000 in capital gains are paying 23.8. So there's your number, 23.8. But that's all I'm going to say about the tax hikes. I don't think that they're going to pass just because of what they are. I do think that there's a lot of moderate Democrats that would not like that. But I digress. So now let's go to this Bitcoin story. So I thought that Bitcoin was like safe proof and didn't have anything to do with taxes and was unregulated and this and that. And now Bitcoin falls below $50,000. This goes back to what we were talking about yesterday when we were recording. You guys haven't seen the videos yet, but if these things are changing the world, then why do they go down in any way? I don't really know. But really, I just wanted to. I don't understand how. I guess they're saying that all Bitcoin people are going to be in that $1 million per year bracket, being taxed 40%. Or 43%, whatever it is. But I just thought that was funny. This Bitcoin stuff is really, really interesting to me. All right, let's do Biogen. So Biogen, June 7th, they're coming out with their drug called aducanumab. Aducanumab is an Alzheimer's drug. As of right now, there is not a good treatment for Alzheimer's. It's a very detrimental disease. And there's not much that is happening with it. A lot of smaller companies are doing something, but if the big boys got to do something, they're going to be the ones that have the money and can spend the money and this and that. Biogen's that company. Biogen is an excellent company when it comes to neurology in the world. They are the gold standard. Here we go. Aducanumab, the experimental Alzheimer's drug that has sent the stock for a wild ride. Oh, it has. When you see ups and downs in the market, it's really, ups and downs in that stock, it's all hedging on. Actually, I'll just pull it up for you and show you. No, not this one. Hold on. Where are we at here? I'm just going to show you this Biogen chart so you can see the gaps that it has. So let's see. This big rise right here was aducanumab. This was aducanumab. This whole massive thing was them. So this Alzheimer's drug really swings this stock. So that's why I tell you guys, yes, it's one of our value plays if you've been following us for any length of time, but just be careful with this thing. They're saying that it could go to 500. They're saying that it can go to 175. So be aware that it's going to happen. Now, the company came out in their earnings call yesterday and said that they do think that the drug's going to pass FDA approval. This and that. I've followed a lot of drug companies over. I used to just specifically invest in only drug companies. And man, it's never turned out well for a company that comes out and says things like this, where the FDA is going to give them approval, this and that. I don't really think that you should be playing with fire going with the FDA like that. I mean, it's just words. They didn't say anything cocky, anything like that, but the way I was reading the verbiage of the call, I didn't really like it, because they're already on thin ice. Their date was, what was it? March 7th of this year, and it got pushed. Actually, it got pushed in November. Then it got pushed to March 7th of this year. Then it got pushed to June 7th. So, and the reason it was getting pushed, the reason it got pushed on March 7th is the FDA wanted them to go back and look at the safety of the drug. And I look at it saying, when it comes to the safety of the drug, you have patients that are terminally ill. The life expectancy is not terribly long with it, especially a good quality of life. So I guess you have to weigh the balance of treating somebody with a drug and seeing what the adverse effects of the drug are versus the safety and efficacy of the drug. But that's all I got about Biogen. Just make sure if you're in this, just be very careful. Before I go to the next story, smash the like button for me, and we will go on. So last story I'm going to talk about is Intel. I don't really have much to say about it. I just know a lot of people are in it. I know we have, Paul and I have a lot of puts sold on it. So they raised their annual sales outlook going into the future. That's good. Their shares were down 3%. I wonder what they are right now. Let's take a look what Intel's doing right now. And remember, okay, so they're down 3.5% right now. Remember, when you guys are if you're trading something like this, not investing, if you're trading, just make sure that you are in you have stops in place, or you're not, more preferably, you're not in this thing on earnings day. I did know this, but I kind of forgot. Intel, which is one of the few remaining companies that in the processor chip industry that both designs and manufactures its own chips. I completely forgot about that. I was expecting to see something in the Intel call from yesterday, or about what am I trying to say here? About Apple, losing Apple. I mean, I just thought that they would give some kind of guidance or say, we don't really need Apple, this or that, and some kind of future stuff. So, all right, guys, so it is Friday. I want to turn this Friday show into kind of a testimonial thing. So you guys that are not in the Bid and Ask Nation, you can kind of see what it's all about. And let's just go from there. So this is from Cash. So Cash is one of my two people that kind of moderates the chat when I'm not able to be there on recording days, and he's answering questions. Him and Dads with a Purpose, who's Nick, they do a great job. So this is Cash's paper trading account. Now, when you look at this, first of all, it's in US dollars, and secondly, know that Cash is a machine. When I taught this to him, he told me right away, like before we even really knew each other, he told me that he's going to stick to the process and he's going to follow the rules and just execute the trades like I've taught him to. And he really has. If something gets into a certain point, he sells it, he buys it, whatever. He follows the rules so tightly. And when I was showing this to Paul was like, well, make sure that he listens to, make sure he keeps following the rules when he goes to real money. I have no doubt that Cash is going to be sticking to the rules when it comes to real money. So this was a 2-week period that he did this. So he was able to, he moved his account 10% in 2 weeks. Granted, 6% of those were his trades that he was following by my process. And the other 4% he did get from selling covered calls on those positions that he was in. Covered calls, you can do it, and he's become very good at it. And if you want to talk to him about it, join the Bid and Ask Nation. He'll tell you all about it, of how he does it. I think it's a solid strategy. But to go in and grab 6% on trading in 2 weeks, it's incredible. How long and with what starting amount? So he basically started with almost $3 million here. And guys, this is paper trading. This is not his real account, or I would not be sharing it with you. But he turned that 2.95 into 3.26. This is incredible. And the kid is a machine. He just doesn't deviate from what he is supposed to do. And I know he's trading real money now. He has been for a long amount of time. So that's Cash. He's doing good. Actually, I found a funny one here. So Cam's a good guy. He's doing very well. He said he came in, he joined this is not from today. This is from another day. Well, obviously it's not 5:53 p.m. He said, I pretty much covered my membership this month already, and he's only been in it a week. He joined in the beginning of April. And then I like this follow-up from Cash. I have covered my next 10 years of membership dues. So, guys, I mean, the value that we're providing is second to none. I do not think that I think that if you guys want to trade, if you guys want to learn how to trade, you need to jump into the Bid and Ask Nation. Just learn how to do it. You're going to make a killing. I mean, just follow the rules and it's nothing. This is a testimonial we got from a kid yesterday. And you know what? Some of you might think this is cheesy to do, but I also look at it saying, guys, if there is a value that we're providing, not only do you get the software, not only do you get the Discord to talk to everybody, you get a lot of exclusive access to me, a lot of exclusive access to guys that know how to do this. I mean, this is a no-brainer. And for, I personally think this should be over $100 a month, but you get it for $64 or whatever it is now. And it's just been proven time and time again. So I'm going to keep reading these. And if you do not like them, then I don't really know what to tell you. Testimonial. I'm a beginner in trading 1 month. And because of this group, it's starting to change my investing mindset on trading. The majority says, this is CNBC right here, buy the dip and wait for it to recover. Sounds good. In this group, there's a process and a system. And you actually, you go ahead and you make money. It's pretty easy to do. Can I do this realistically while studying? Yes, I started when I was 14 years old doing this. And I've been doing it ever since. I did it all throughout my undergrad. I went to medical school for 2 years. I did it while I was there. The day trading stuff is very time consuming. I don't day trade. I used to day trade, but now I don't. Everything I do is very long term. I might check my chart once a day and maybe I'll check it once a day. Maybe I won't. If I have a stock that's running up on me, I'm going to say, all right, I'm just going to leave it and go ahead and just keep looking for buying signals, sell signals. Things don't change drastically. If you're trading good companies like let's see here. If you're trading good companies like, take Apple, for example. Apple's not swinging 10% per day. Maybe it might swing 10% one day, but it's not going to change the overall trend. So that's why you don't need to be looking at this thing every day. So for the person that's working hard and can't sit on a computer and can only check this thing actually outside of market hours most of the time, you're good. If you can get in there a couple times a week during market hours for literally 5 minutes or less and see what your trend is doing, you're going to be perfectly fine. Would you like to share your career path? I can, sure, after this. But I wanted to give one more shout out. This person even mentioned Cash and Nick for being patient with this Q&A. He can't wait to contribute. Guys, there's people that have joined, and I don't think that Nick or Cash have had any experience doing anything. And even if they did, everybody asks me, I don't have any experience. What should I do? I say that you should. I'm so happy you don't have experience. I look at it as a golf swing. I really struggle playing golf. I could be a lot better golfer, but I played baseball and hockey for 20 years. The problem is I have so many bad habits that I need to break. Same thing with trading. You guys don't have bad habits. It's like going in and starting a golf swing from nothing. You have no bad habits of throwing your hips forward or throwing your shoulders at the ball or whatever. I love the people that don't have any bad habits. It is just wonderful. And so you want to hear my career path. So I first started doing this. I was 14 years old, and we played a paper trading game when I was in the computer lab in, I think it was 9th grade. And everybody just started playing for fun, this and that. And I actually took it pretty seriously, and I started making money. So I went home and showed my dad. He was like, oh, you're actually pretty good at this. I turned whatever the money was into something else. So he gave me $500. I started moving on from there. Then I needed a job, because he wouldn't give me any more money. So I went to a golf course, got a job, started making more money. When I graduated college, when I turned 21, he gave me $125,000, which was my college fund. And he said, go do what you want to do with this. So of course I went and traded it. And it worked out really well, and it turned into a lot of money, and here we are. So that's it. I learned the same way you guys did. I learned from somebody. A guy taught me this. He taught me pretty much everything that I know, and we're still friends today. But you guys can do this. It's very simple. Literally anybody can do this. So, all right. Let's see here. Story time is over. I don't have time for day trading. I like the group. Yeah, you don't need time. You don't need a day trade. Day trading is so time consuming. So time consuming. I did it for like 6 months, and I loved it. My goal was to make 1% a day. I would go on the 15-minute chart, make 1% a day, and I was done. I pretty much worked from 9:30 in the morning to 11 in the morning, and moved on from there. Oh, this is the same question. Oh, I went to medical school for 2 years, and I didn't like the healthcare system, so I dropped out. My dad is stacked. Listen, my dad was not stacked for a very, very long time. We did not, we were very comfortable growing up, but we weren't multimillionaires or anything like that. Is your mentor the one living in the woods? Yep, that's the one. So somebody just mentioned that. The guy that taught me this, he was some dude that lives in the middle of Montana who lives off the grid, and he's the one that taught. He didn't even have a computer, and he was able to learn this stuff. All it is simple pattern recognition. When you join the Bid and Ask Nation, I'll teach this stuff to you guys. You get access to me. You get all of the Trading 101 series, which I'm going to be redoing completely because I have a lot more to say now. And yeah, that's that. So, any other questions, guys? Mo, do you think you're trading Yeah, I do. This method of trading has been around. So the guy that taught me, he became a millionaire when he was 23 years old. Dyslexic, dropped out of high school at 16. He's taken 2 companies public, one oil company, one real estate company, and he became a millionaire when he was 23 when he was from trading. And for the record, he's 75 years old now. So this works over a long period of time. Patterns don't change. If markets change, I really don't care. If it's different this time, I really don't care. We're still making money. We were making money in 2008, and it's different this time. Sure, let's go with that. I'm still making money. Nothing has changed. My returns are exactly the same, and Will there be a stream in the afternoon? 9:45, so 20 minutes from now or so? Like in The Big Short with the neighbor. That made me laugh. All right. Do you recommend any books on trading? Jonathan, I don't mean to sound cocky with this, but no, I do not. If you listen to me, you'll make more money. I've never found a book on trading that I like. Some of these guys in the Bid and Ask Nation are trying to get me to write a book. I really don't want to, but maybe it needs to be done. I really like this because it's so simple. I break this down. It's so simple. My God, I taught my mother how to do this, and maybe mom's watching, and it's so easy. Literally anybody can do this. Instructions unclear. Drop out of high school and trade crypto. Probably better than education, to be honest with you. That's good to hear. I was curious why hedge funds don't do the same as you. Because they have to satisfy clients. Somebody came to me and Paul, and they wanted the two of us to start a hedge fund. Great idea, but the problem is when we go for a 5-year run where we're not beating the market, people are going to start firing us or jumping off cliffs. So we can't start hedge funds. Do you recommend doing options only on your value portfolio, not when we trade? Tim, ask me that question in the Bid and Ask Nation. Please put that in the chart reading question and put @TraderMo right now, because I want to make a video on that and answer that for you. Let's see here. Working mom joined last week. Can't wait to learn and make some money. Thank you, Angie. Thank you for joining. You're going to make money even with your busy schedule. The books are all complete garbage. The books are terrible. I have so many of the books. They're just dust collectors. I stopped downloading them. Should I keep more cash and sell puts at this point with the volatility? If you're the average person, I would say no. I just say keep investing in long-term, broad-based, low-cost ETFs, not ARK, and you will just stick with Vanguard and S&P, and you're going to do very well for a long time. The difference between Paul and I is we can afford to sit on a lot of cash for a very long time. Is it smart? Maybe not. We've already been talking about getting into the market for in the next 6 months or so, but I don't think that the average person should sit there and sit in cash. I don't think it's a good idea. Do you have a favorite index or ETF? Anything SPY or anything Vanguard? Why was there no stream yesterday, Mo? There was a stream. Oh, on Thursday. So we've taken the 1 o'clock show. We only do it on Tuesdays now, and Thursdays are just going to be our big recording day. What's the upside? I don't know what your question is. How do we trade big moves like in March? Same way you trade them now. Whether you have a candlestick that looks like this, or you have a gap that looks like this, or you have boringness that looks like this going sideways, trade it exactly the same. Just follow your patterns, and you'll be fine. The point is, don't start trying to get cute with things when markets start to get overwhelming for you. This is what Paul, Seth, and I really want to start talking about, the mentality of life and emotion and this and that. When it comes to trading, when it comes to investing, I am literally emotionless. Paul is even less emotionless than I am. But it's pretty incredible to be able to just sit down with both of us and see how emotion doesn't impact anything that we do. I've told this story before. I'll tell it again. This is the day that I lost emotion. I was day trading. I was day trading a three-time levered ETF for the pharmaceutical company or pharmaceutical industry called LABU. It's still out there. I would literally go out there and make 1% per day in at least a 15-minute period on LABU. One day I decided to use emotion, not use stops on my position, and within, 15 or less minutes, I lost $27,000 on a trade. Okay, so I was like devastated. I laid on the floor face down, and I was like, I can't do this anymore. I know why I messed up. I had to take emotion out of it. And ever since then, I don't have any emotion. I just do what my rules tell me to do, because when you don't use your rules, you lose. And that is how big losses will help you take emotion out of things. Oh, another example. Last year, on 420 actually, when oil was going negative, I decided, everyone started talking about USO. I'm like, okay, I'm going to go buy USO. I had no idea what USO was. It was purely based on emotion that oil was negative and I knew I can go get a good deal. I bought USO. All of a sudden, I bought $150,000 worth of USO. Literally within 3 days, that $150,000 turned into $75,000. And I was like, all right, I didn't even realize it was a futures contract, this and that. I sold it. I took my $75,000 loss. That was my value side lesson of know what the hell you're buying and do your research. So that's how you learn. Some lessons are very expensive, but they're gonna make you better for them. I lost $80 over 2 weeks ago. Yeah, there you go. That'll teach you not to do that again. I got my hands caught in the cookie jar last month. Guys, you're gonna have these. This is all part of learning. The problem is if you make the mistake and you make it again and again and again, that's where you're gonna have your problems, and that's when you're not learning. But if you guys are learning from your mistakes, then you are doing very well for yourselves. These are very inexpensive mistakes compared to what you're gonna have in the future. Guys, smash the like button. Let's get to at least 100, and we will go from there. So let's see. Anybody else have any other questions? Actually, I'm going to go and do this screen. There we go. Because I'm just answering your questions at this point right now. So give me some other ones. I will stay on for 5 more minutes because I have the show for the patrons only. And if you want to join the Bid and Ask Nation right now, and you will jump into the Discord. You'll get the link, and you'll be able to watch a shorting seminar. I mean the day trading seminar For value investing, you and Paul sell puts, but that's 100 stock. That's 100 shares each. What's your advice if you can only afford one or two at a time? Yeah, Ian, you can use charts for buying opportunities. Listen, you can start trading with $20. Just find stocks that are, you could find stocks that are $8 a share. If that's all you got, you're going to grow the thing. Don't get down on yourself now. The point is that you are learning this right now to be better in the future. And just because you can't afford options now, learn options now. So when you can afford options, you hit the ground running and you know what you're doing. I hit 200,000 on GameStop, bought for 66. Wait, I put 66,000 into it. I sold half my Jordan, did you make money or lose money? I don't know. Biden taxes. Go back to the front of the show. Can you go more in depth how you would day trade LABU? Lucas, I will talk about LABU on the day trading seminar after this. What's an example of a big win of yours? Actually, when I was day trading back in the day, I day traded Lumber Liquidators. And it was a 2-hour trade. I'm not going to tell you how much I made, but that was the best trade of my entire life. Absolute best trade of my entire life. I ended up making 20% in 2 hours. It was pretty dope. And the funniest part about that, I was in Florida at the time, staying with my parents and my brother. And my dad, we start walking down this busy street in Daytona Beach, and I was walking on the side next to the road. And my brother, while we're walking down the street, he grabs me and he puts me on the inside, and he starts walking by the road. I was like, "Why'd you want me to move?" He's like, "Because you're the golden goose. We can't lose you." So that was good. How many investment accounts do you have? Oh my gosh, Chris. If you want to set up a day trading if you want to set up a trading and value account, do it. But don't start making too many accounts. I seriously complain every single day. I think I have like 25 accounts. I mean, they're broken into different LLCs and businesses and retirements and this and that. It's such a pain, especially when you're writing options. It's an absolute disaster. Because especially if you start writing options, you can your sale of options in one might fluctuate the other one. Oh, it's so annoying. Can you talk about trading a whole index, and do you use any higher risk strategies? No, I don't use higher risk strategies. What's the reason people make so many accounts? Creating LLCs. You have your retirement account. That's pretty much it. Or you just want to separate things and complicate them. I wish I could. Actually, right now we're in the process of consolidating a lot of accounts, and boy, oh boy, is it a lot of work and headache for a lot of people. Is it okay to use a 5-minute graph? Hey, if you want to use a 5-minute chart, go for it. For the record, StockMo uses a 5-minute chart, so maybe that's all you need to know about that one. Do you look for a stock prior to trade the next day? Laura, I usually pick my basket of 5 stocks and go from there. And I pretty much stick with those. Like LABU, I would have LABU and then LABD. LABD was the inverse, and I would just trade those constantly on and off. Can you talk about diversification? I'm diversified as in stocks. I mean, when I'm going to be in a value play, I'm going to have 25 stocks, and I'll do some trading. I'll do some momentum trading. I have real estate. I'm invested in some different things, so that's about as diverse as I get. Hey Mo, in older videos, Paul would show moving averages regarding 200. Is there a reason for switching? We've done back tests like crazy, tons and tons and tons of back tests, and I mean, we literally spent probably 8 months back testing so much different stuff when we had the Bloomberg terminal. It was daily, and that's what we found worked the best. So that's the reason. Let's say I would be willing to buy Alphabet for $1,700 a share. Could I write a put option and get % even though it might not hit 1,700? Yeah, of course. That's if you don't want to be assigned the shares, that's the best case scenario. Just know that you need to have a lot of stock. When are you getting StockMo cats? Yeah, I do need to get some kitties running around here. Oh, Oh, Stock Mo. We did a reaction video to that guy yesterday. Man, that was epic. Seth brought it to us. It was really fun. Can you make a video on trading earnings technique? I don't trade earnings. It's as simple as that. When it comes down to earnings, I drop down to a tracker share or I exit my position. Absolute most risk I'll take is I'll take my profits off the table and stay in it. If you had to choose between two pharma companies, Biogen and Bristol Myers, which would you pick? I would personally pick Biogen. And that's it. I don't necessarily agree with you about that pipeline. Theodore? I don't agree with you about the pipeline comparison. I think that Biogen has a better pipeline. So which one works best, 100 or 3? It's one versus 3. Actually, 1 versus 2 might be pretty good. How long will the day trading thing be? I'm going to probably teach for about 15 minutes, and then we'll jump on Q&A, and you guys can ask me all the questions your little hearts desire, and I'll stick around the whole time. When do you use momentum trading? So we need this. Paul and I are making software right now for momentum trading. It's very labor intensive, so we need to get that going. Wait, you're doing reactions now? I'm just getting back around. I had COVID. I'm gonna have to check that out. Yeah, Paul did a reaction to some kid. I don't know what his name is, and we just did a reaction video to Stock Mo. More to come. I think every week we're gonna record one. Is Coin? What do you want to know about Coin? It's a brokerage. All we need to know about Coin is that it's a brokerage house, and that's all you need to know. Let's see here. What else you guys got? I will stick around for like 2 more minutes. I will just wait here until I get a question. I'm just kidding. Remember, I'm not going to be here on Monday or Tuesday. I'm going to play some golf in South Carolina. If you want to join the trading seminar that starts in 7 minutes, then you can join the Bid and Ask Nation on the Patreon website, and we'll go from there. What smooth stochastic do you use on TD? I don't use TD. I think that TD, Schwab, all of those charts from those brokerage platforms are garbage, except for their 15-minute chart. Their 15-minute charts are okay, but otherwise, please use TradingView. So much better. What's the best way to know earnings are coming up? JP, here you go. Let me do a screen share real quick. Here, I like StockTwits. You go to StockTwits and it pulls up and it gives you the earnings calendar. Why is this not working? Here we go. StockTwits earnings calendar breaks it down every single day, tells you exactly what is coming up. So Tuesday's Netflix, Wednesday's Chipotle. Well, this was this week's. Intel, you can see what happened. What's today? Anything cool? American Express, Schlumberger. So that's that. Are you golfing with Poncho? I am not. My uncle owns a golf course in North Carolina. That's what's up. I'm actually going to Kiowa. Matt, good question. Can you describe the perfect setup? Daniel, the setup for my charts is in the Bid and Ask Nation or the Patreon announcements, actually. How long will you hold a losing position? It's subjective, but I can join the nation and you'll know. So why don't you trade earnings? Because they're a total crapshoot. You get good earnings, the price drops on you like crazy. Get bad earnings, price skyrockets on you. Total crapshoot. Have you looked into creating a screener for momentum stocks? Yep. When we come out with the software, we're going to have it. What do you think about Schwab or equity ratings? I think analysts are all morons. That's what I think. TradingView just shows it on the chart. Yep. Oh, TradingView does show it on the chart. That's correct. All right, guys. I got to go. How long will you hold a losing position? I kind of already answered that. I understand momentum chart cost a bit of money to upgrade. No, I don't know. I don't know how much it's going to cost. We don't know yet. It's probably not going to be out for 6 to 12 months. Yep, so that's it. All right, guys. Well, this was great. As always, I like spending the mornings with you. I will talk to you guys. I will talk to you patrons in a few minutes. You top tier patrons in a few minutes. I will talk to the rest of you next Wednesday. And you guys have a wonderful weekend. Have a great day.